people can hear and see us now.
Meanwhile, I'm gonna eat a banana.
Nice. Nice. Okay, so I am going to add new source. No, fuck this. So, okay, wait. Add a source. Where is webcam? Game capture, audio VLC, window, no. Video capture device. Let's go! Temu webcam. Add source. Yes, hello. Done. Where are you? Properties. Fun. Audio. I don't want audio. This is video. Oh my god, it doesn't work like that. Because, wait. So how do I do this thing in Discord then? How can I get... So both of our faces are showing here.
Oh yeah, I have no idea. I was trying to do that at one point.
Now this is interesting. Because I should be able to show you one way or another. This is Chrome. Alert box, Discord, display capture. Fuck me. Wait, so Discord box. Where are you? Unlock. Why does this keep happening to me? Okay. So, okay.
Finding anything?
No,
I have no idea.
I don't know what I'm doing wrong, but I'm doing something wrong. Why? Why does it do this? Okay, so this is absolutely fucked now, and it's completely my fault.
Awesome.
Um. Oh fuck.
So strange.
Yeah. Okay. Let me see if I can get this done in another way. So that's there now, right? Okay. Um. Do you use Skype?
No.
No.
Never. Or
Wait, because I'm trying to.
have.
There should because there has to be a way. Um. Because Mika knows how to do it, but obviously Mika isn't here today for personal reasons. So this is because we are
Oh, I did it.
how?
On the right side, where you can see probably my camera, right click it and then click focus this person, and then click unfocus this person. Like do it twice.
Magic.
It was just so random. I don't. I was just playing around and it worked.
Okay, so now the only thing I need to figure out is to. Okay, so I'm gonna properties Discord. No settings from window capture. Uh, it should be this, but it doesn't show. Okay, so This is awkward. What? Why doesn't it show? Okay, I'm just gonna make a new one. It's display capture, I'd say. Alright. No. Cancel. I will figure this out, don't worry. Don't you worry about a thing.
I'm not in a rush.
Is it game capture? It can't be.
Oh yeah, I had this issue when I was doing something with OBS. Before it was super easy. Now I didn't find the option for whatever reason.
Select option. Why I can't choose Discord? Um, because I should be able to get this. What if could it work? Okay, so this is the most random test I've ever done in my life. But if it works, it works. Display. No. Display capture. Add a new source instead. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Add source. No. Maybe. No. Ooh la la. Okay, so this doesn't work in the way I want it to work.
Sorry, can't help you either. I just know it used to be so easy, but
I,
I know it's not
I
anymore.
I'm pretty sure it's still very easy, but I'm just doing something wrong. Browse source. What if I testing? No, this doesn't work either. Oh my god! Like media source, video capture, audio input, scene. What if I do a scene? No. Image browser, image slideshow, display capture, game capture, audio input capture, VLC source, color source, media source. Is it media source? MP4 fly, no. Text GDI, no. With most modern browsers and programs. Window capture. It should be that, right?
Or window capture or screen capture. I don't know. And then because the thing was, I tried to do this with OBS, and before it was super easy. You chose it, and then you could cut out whatever you want, like you know. But now I didn't find any option to, you know, it just showed the whole fucking screen or the whole everything,
Yeah,
which was weird.
now I can get this Discord thing, like choose the Discord, but it shows completely blank, like it's just black. Uh,
I don't know.
this is retardinho. Hmm.
Well, it's fine. I can watch League of Legends meanwhile, enjoying myself a lot.
Well, maybe I'll just. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do this. So, I'm gonna call you without the video. I'm gonna do my own webcam. I'm gonna show what you can, and people are just gonna listen to you. All right.
Fine.
Yeah, I'll make another call. 1 second.
Hello.
Hello. All right. So that's there, and then add video capture device, built-in webcam. Teemu, help, please. One, two, three. Add source, webcam, davai. Okay, so this is what we call karvalakki malli. which means that um. All right. Now we are going to do this. Okay, we're in Twitter now, so. I'll go here quickly. I'll share this in social media, Facebook and LinkedIn. Oi. Okay, good enough. Okay, it's time to talk about video gaming, competitive video gaming to be exact. Apologies for the technical delays and problems. Hence the reason why you only see me today and you can hear Janne speaking.
Sure, everybody's pretty happy about that, though. So, not a problem.
Wait, can they hear you?
I hope so.
Because it's not picking up desktop audio.
Great.
Um, let me see. Keep on talking. I'll go to the Twitch channel.
Well, I can keep on talking about something, but I don't know what, so I will just say words that come out of my mouth without any reasoning at all.
Yeah, no one can hear you. Yeah. Why?
Nobody can hear me. That's true.
Oh my fucking lord. How? Why is it not picking up anything?
But that's really weird.
Device? Maybe it's this one? Speak
Have you
now?
just maybe mute? Have you just muted your desktop or something? I don't
No,
know.
no, no, because I can hear you. My microphone is working, but for
Yeah, but in OBS you can use that, but your mic might be open, but the desktop sound is not.
it is unmuted and HyperX amp chat. I chose the same from Streamlabs that I use for my that I listen you from.
Sounds very peculiar.
Uh, well then, I honestly don't know what to do because like nothing here is working.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's too bad. I have no idea because I really can't help you either. I because I had literally well, now we kind of went from one problem to another, I guess. But
Yeah.
definitely, I had a lot of issues myself with OBS when I was doing some things. I think I was doing videos for some YouTube or something before a long
Wait.
time ago.
Okay. Audio monitoring allowed to desktop audio sync. Uh. Yeah. I don't know. There's something very much wrong here.
Yeah.
Hmm. Uh, fucking hell. This is actually like annoying because like um I could do it alone, but it's not the same thing. But I don't know. Like if let's see if I play music if it does.
If you can't fix it, you can't fix it. And I don't know.
Okay, my music does come through.
Well, really?
Yeah,
That's even more random.
yeah.
But if it, could it be something with Discord and like streamer mode or something like that? Maybe I have no idea.
Hmm. What if I
Do you have
take?
streamer mode?
I yeah, I have streamer mode on.
Try to turn it off, maybe.
Yeah, I disabled it, but it had no effect.
Okay.
That's.
Hit zero then.
But this like, why does it do this? Cause there is no uh, streamer mode. Enable automatically. La, la, la. Disables all sound. Disable notifications. Sound effects. I don't think speaking is a sound effect though.
I mean, I can turn my voice into sound effects if you want. So
Wait. Do we have any alternative voice options than Discord?
can I call you on Slack?
We can do that. Let's see if it works actually. I'll open Slack. Yeah, okay. I'll close Discord.
Well, this is a first.
It works.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty awesome.
Okay. Let's go to the stream. Uh, okay,
All
so
right.
this is going to be a bit random. Keep talking.
It's fun. It's funny because I didn't even realize you can actually call on Slack before now. Like I never really thought about it, to be honest. Well, that's
Nice.
cool.
Yes. Okay, so we got it now. Woo! We are in the business.
All
Okay.
right, great.
Perfect.
Oh,
We took the harder route, but we get there finally. So, as said before, Mika unfortunately isn't here today because he has some personal. Oh, what the fuck did I do
what happened?
now? I accidentally changed the scene. No worries. Show
Wait,
Booksmark
you
Bar.
what did you change the scene to?
I just press F5 and it changed something and in the Streamlabs sim, whatever. I don't fucking care anymore. Where's my bookmark bar showing? I'm trying to hide bookmarks bar, but it's not hiding. Nothing is fucking
Ah,
working today. Okay, anyway, let's talk about
uh,
EPL Counter Strike.
yeah, but we should just move on. That's good stuff.
Okay, ESL Pro League Season 11, Group C from EU. We had
Okay.
we had one game yesterday, which was played between FaZe Clan and Virtus Pro, and FaZe won the game respectively 2-0, 16-11, 16-13. Uh,
Mhm.
Somewhat tight series, and Nico seems to have found his form once again.
Yeah, I think Nico has been pretty great actually for at least maybe a month or two. Same for Cold Sierra. I think Cold Sierra is finally, found his spot in this team, and he fits he really fits the team now, and he's been really, really good. I think this series was pretty interesting from the perspective that on both maps, Virtus Pro started really strong, and it really looked like Virtus Pro could have won both maps, at like halfway through or a little bit more,
Yeah,
but FaZe just pulled through. They were better. That's fair to say for sure. And then they just picked it up in at the end of the both maps. And I don't know. FaZe looks strong. I think Virtus Pro. We obviously don't expect them to go through, but they are not by any means terrible. Same in Katowice. I think they played fairly well, even though they lost against lesser teams. But FaZe looking good. It's still a hard spot for FaZe. They definitely need a win in their last game, which will be against OG. So, looking decent for FaZe, but they are in a tough spot still. Need a win in the last game. So,
yeah. And continuing to talk about the EU, we have two games today. Um, The first one starts in 2 hours, which is going to be between G2 Esports and OG. How do you see the game going?
Obviously, this game has gotten way more interesting because OG played so well against small sports, and well, Tyloo as well, but Tyloo is Tyloo. I think, I mean, I still favor G2 quite highly here. I think Kenny S is looking really, really good. I haven't seen him this good. Actually, I dare to say ever, personally. I know he had a great period, obviously, earlier, but I didn't watch CSGO as much at that point. And I think Kenny S, for me, has always been actually somewhat overrated, but now he's playing amazingly. Also, like Nexa and Hunter are looking amazing ever since they joined G2. Jax is probably actually yesterday I saw something on Twitter about the most underrated player, and I was about to answer, then something came up, but I was gonna say Jax. I think Jax has been amazingly good lately. And okay, so now I'm talking a lot of good stuff about G2, and I do favor them, but OG OG are really hard to tell, I think. I mean, the game against Mouse Sports, all credit in the world to them. They fucking smashed Mouse Sports. But that's one series. I don't think they have shown anything like that earlier. So I'm still torn about OG. Good for them that they won against Mouse, but they still have to prove more for me to, you know, to put them at the same level as G2. So I think G2 is something like a 75-80% favorite here, which might sound very high, but I do think so.
Um, okay, question regarding looking at the odds. For G2, it's between 1.3, 1.4, and for OG, you can get up to 3 times the money. How do you see
Yeah.
odds-wise? Is there something to play here?
Uh, I think Pinnacle is at 152 if this is updated. I think that could be pretty good for G2. 150 plus, I feel, is reasonable, like very reasonable. I think as far as OG goes, in the game against Mouse, I think they had something like 4 plus, and I think that would be fine here too. You could play 4 plus for sure, but I think the 2.8 or around 2.8 to 3 is correct. Let's just put it like that. I think that's correct, and it would really need to go higher for me to see value in it. That's for sure.
Fair. Then we have the second series today in EPL EU, which is played between Mousesports and Virtus Pro. Needless to say that Mousesports is going in as a heavy favorite. And if being
Yeah.
fair, I don't think anything but a 2-0 here is something you could expect.
So the thing is, I would not be that surprised to see Virtus Pro take one map, but definitely most sports are heavily favored. Um, I don't really know what happened to most sports seriously against OG. They just collapsed in the last two maps. They didn't do anything. Nobody was doing their job basically, and a few of the players were playing atrociously. So I'm sure we'll see a better mouse today. I mean, they have to pick it up. They are better than they showed against OG. But I do still believe that Virtus Pro, they really like playing Vertigo. I know that you talked about their 40% win rate, but they have played really good teams. I mean, if you look at the last teams they have played since February, they have played Heroic, Mouse Sports, Godsend, Liquid, and Mad Lions. I think that's a pretty solid lineup of teams. And the games they lost, they have been really close. So I don't know if they can get to Vertigo, which I don't think they should, because I think Mouseport should ban it, like without a discussion. But if it does go to Vertigo, I think Virtus Pro might pick up a map, and I even think honestly that if they do, and you can get a bet, in before the odds are too heavily changed, then I think it could be pretty good on Virtus Pro actually. But definitely, Mousesports heavily big favorite. They should never really lose this game, but a map possibly.
All right. Um, then shifting our heads towards EPL North America. Yesterday we had two games. First one was the Brazilian Derby, and
That was the
Furia
second
took the
actually.
W. Was it?
That was the second game actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So first one was EG versus Swole Patrol, and yeah. EG 2-0s, 16-14, 16-10. Tight series, but
Yeah,
I anticipated a Swole Patrol W here. Didn't happen.
I mean, I was on the same train of thought as you. Obviously, I mean, EG was the big favorite coming in. There was no discussion about it, but I definitely liked the odds on Swole Patrol. I thought they were really, really way out of line. I think I saw somewhere you could bet Swole Patrol 2-0 to like 14 times the money or something. I mean, that's not fair. I think Swole Patrol have shown that they are good, and EG are shaky. We don't really know where they stand. I think in this game, honestly, Swole Patrol, in my books, they should have won Vertigo, but again, they kind of fucked up. It was like 13-13, then it was 14-14. Both of those times, they were playing against the low buys from EG. They should have closed it out. Nothing more to it, and that's their fault. But then I think on an Inferno, they did pretty well on Inferno until they got to play the T side. They got absolutely stomped. They
Yeah, they got one round on T.
yeah, they got one, and EG got 10. It's that was not good enough, and well, it showed that they are not good enough on Inferno on the T side. So, all in all, I think this was still a good showing from Swole Patrol, and I really, really believe that this team is for real. We were not really sure. They still only have one win in their 3 games, but they are looking very good, and the future might be very good for them. I also think it's interesting that they have Furia and MIBR left to play, and they could easily, in my books, win both of those games, and then they would go to the playoffs. Which would be a huge surprise, of course.
Yeah. Then looking at the second game yesterday, which was the Brazilian Derby, and respectively, Furia won 2-1. I would say a bit surprisingly.
Yeah, I think so, but then again, I don't know. I'm disappointed. It's the same second I start believing in this MLBR team again, everything goes to shit. So
What's
it's
weird here is that first they played Train 16-4 to Furia, then Inferno 16-6 for MIBR, and then Mirage
yeah.
16-8 to MIBR. Someone could say, put some conspiracy theories here, but you go from losing team getting 4 rounds to 6 and then to 8. So there's definitely a pattern here. Something has happened. I'm just kidding. But like kind of it looked like it's getting even towards like more even or closer to being more even towards the end, but still each map, like these are significant victories.
Yeah, for sure. I think, but this is something that is very interesting overall. I think in all of ESL Pro League, we have seen, and I think this is mainly because they are played online and how people approach it. We see this a lot where the teams win each other's map picks. It happens all the time. I would say, like honestly, I would want to make some stats on this because it feels like teams almost win more on the opponent's map pick than their own. Honestly, at this far. But in this game, I don't know. Train was super disappointing by MIBR. They looked super, super weak. Then all of a sudden they look good on Inferno, which is weird because Furia won against Liquid on Inferno, and who knows what's going on here. But I think I'm just disappointed, honestly, in MIBR. I think they didn't play well. They didn't deserve to win. Their players underperforms a lot. I think just looking at the numbers, I think they aren't really how I see the game. I think Fallen played a pretty good game. He probably was off on a maps or so, but then Taco is like 3 maps, 27 frags. It's not good enough.
I was actually just
And
about to raise a few points here, or like one player from both teams. Like if we look at the past results, K Cerrado for Furia has been really good, and now top fragging on Inferno and Mirage, and even on Train he's having very solid performance. And then you look
yeah,
at Taco on Train, he had 5 kills, Inferno
yeah,
13, Mirage 9. Like that's unacceptable on every single level. His
yeah.
his ADR from 3 maps is 63.5 with 0.73 rating. minus 20
Yeah.
on KD. I mean, that's horrible, and he has been shit in every
Yeah.
matchup.
I mean,
Yeah,
yeah. I mean, it might sound harsh and everything, but that's just the truth. It's not good enough.
yeah. Um,
Is
moving
that
on.
time?
Yeah, are you there? Can you hear me? Hello.
Yeah. It's fine. It's
Okay.
fine.
Okay. Cool.
Or can
Um,
you hear me rather?
yeah, I can hear you.
I'm lagging, I think.
Okay. I might have been lagging too. It's
Okay.
the internet here. Then we have one series
Mhm.
in EPLNA today, which is between 100 Thieves and MIBR. Um, what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah. This right now. Well, at this point, it's really hard to favor MIBR for anything. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think I can't do anything else than see Hundred Thieves as a favorite there. But then again, I have not been that impressed with Hundred Thieves. They play pretty solid. It's not bad, but it's also not great. So it might get close. I wouldn't be surprised to see three maps at least. And at the end, I do think that Hundred Thieves are the stronger team. So
Yeah. I mean, 100 Thieves is a favorite here, 1.3 to 1.5 odds, and you can get almost three times the money for MIBR, 2.7, 2.8, that area. So
yeah,
the odds do not favor the Brazilians either. One thing to mention here to those people who can see me, the reason why I have this is in Finland they're doing this support your team kind of thing with wearing jerseys in your meetings and stuff. So I'm wearing the jersey of my hockey team, and this is the hat of Havu Gaming who are competing in Flashpoint. So representing Finnish sports here. Looking at the standings from of EPLNA, we have three teams tied at 6 points. Furia, 100 Thieves, and Liquid. The thing here is that Furia has played two series, 100 Thieves have played three, and Liquid has played four. Now, if Furia wins their next game, they're at 9 points. And
yeah.
I think so. At the moment, it seems that Furia is going through. MIBR is probably not. Swole Patrol needs to win their last two, so they could get to 9 points. So,
Yeah.
um,
It's an interesting position really because I mean I do think that Swole Patrol look good and considering who they have left, which is like I said before, Fury and MIBR, that's definitely doable. I don't know that can turn out really interesting. So I don't know, pretty excited to see how this ends up because there's a lot of possibilities. And like Liquid, for an example, they really have to win their last game, which is against EG. So that's also very interesting game. I don't know. This is going to be super exciting to see how this actually turns out.
yeah, I mean, because I always cheer for the underdog, almost always. It would be fun to see like Furia, 100 Thieves, and Swole Patrol being the teams going through from the NA bracket.
Yeah. Well, hey, honestly,
Liquid,
it might
EG,
happen.
and MIB are out. Yeah. I mean, Liquid has to win. So,
Yeah.
yeah, interesting to see the least.
Oh, for sure. This is the end here is gonna be super exciting. I don't know how to call it either way. It feels like anybody can actually just go through or go out. So I guess the only ones I feel are kind of secure is that Furia will go to playoffs and MIBR will not at this point. Besides
Yeah.
that, honestly, no clue what's gonna happen.
Then, before moving towards Flashpoint, let's talk a little bit about the EU Group C. So, after between 1 and 4 games played, we have
Yeah.
OG, G2, and FaZe Clan in 6 points. OG and G2 have played one matchup each, and FaZe has played four. Now, again, we're in a situation where FaZe has to win their last matchup to be able to get to 9 points to have a chance to get to playoffs. But
Yeah.
behind them, you have Mousesports who've played two series and they are on three. So You can. There's a chance that Mousebirds win their remaining three, and they reach 12 points by if they do that. If
Yeah.
OG and G2 win one more, they're both on 9. So yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's kind of interesting, because G2 OG plays today, well, in a couple of hours, and the winner will secure their spot. So that's a pretty cool game, actually. I didn't even think about that earlier.
Yeah,
But
and
yeah, I mean, here it's also very, very, very open still. I think, again, the only thing we can be sure of is that Tyloo is out. The rest is really, really anyone's game, really. I still believe that FaZe will pull through against OG, so I think FaZe will go through. I think G2 will, and then it's up to Mouse if they can catch up to OG. I think somehow
yeah.
that's how I see this going. But who
Um,
knows? This has a lot of upsets this far, so
Good to mention is that OG and G2 have met twice. It was in Blast Premier Spring Series where they lost 0-2 and 2-1. Um, this is, of course, G2 is the old team of NBK, so there might be something fun happening there. So to get the derby kind of feeling, similar to when OG is playing with ENS, with the Alexi B and ENS history. So um, it's great Counter Strike, and then the personal. Well, vendetta is a way too strong word here, but I think
yeah.
this is one of those teams that OG really wants to win. So definitely a great Counter Strike game in front of us. Um, then moving towards Flashpoint Season 1, we had one game played yesterday, which wasn't Fun Plus and Contact because we spoke that. Wait, yesterday there
I,
were no Flashpoint games.
I will change internet just a second.
Yeah, there was no. Yeah, yesterday there was no Flashpoint, so we won't talk about yesterday at all. We're gonna talk about today. Uh, Yosh.
All right, I should be back.
Nice, perfect.
Yeah.
So, um, next up, we're gonna talk about today's Flashpoint games. We did not have any Flashpoint played yesterday, so we are returning to action today. First game will be between Cloud9 and Copenhagen Flames. Cloud9 going in as a favorite. Odds are from 1.3 to 1.6 ish, and Copenhagen Flames go up to 2.6 even. Judging
Yeah.
from what we see from HLTV, obviously the variety is even bigger probably, but it gives an estimate on what to expect. How do you think this thing will play out?
Yeah, I think those odds lines to me sound fair. I think, Cloud9, I have been kind of impressed with them in general. Their loss against Envy is kind of a bummer for them. I don't know how they managed to do that, but they did. And I don't know, Copenhagen Flames has lost 3 series in a row. To be fair, it's been pretty close. I think against Mad Lions, they had a good chance. Same against Havu, even though they lost 2-0, it was really, really close. I don't know. Copenhagen Flames are by no means out of this, but definitely Cloud9 favored game for sure. Interesting. I look forward to this series. It's a very open one actually.
Yeah, and Cloud9 lost their first series, and so did Copenhagen Flames. So they both of the teams really need a victory here,
Oh
because
yeah,
the
yeah.
one who loses is pretty much out from the next phase.
Yeah, definitely a very, very important game with us. So very interesting. Copenhagen Flames, it kind of feels like they are flying under the radar, because they lost games and nobody's counting on them. But at the same time, it's close losses, and if they can get a win through here, then they have a shot. So let's see.
Yep. Then second Flashpoint series of the day will be between Havu and Envy. Obviously, if you ask me, it's going to be the Havu boys taking the W. Um,
Oh,
And to be
no.
fair, Havu is going in as a favorite. 1.6, 1.7 odds, and you can get 2.2, 2.3 times the money with Envy.
Yeah, this is I don't know. This is actually very interesting as well. It's kind of somewhat the same situation as the other series. Envy, instead of being, Cloud9 losing that game, Envy won against Cloud9 surprisingly. So I don't know, and Envy's results aren't that bad. Like they lost closely to Gen G, then they beat Chaos. They have some decent results behind them. I don't know. I think they might have a fair chance here against Havu, and I think the wins Havu have are very close ones as well. So I don't know. I wouldn't count out Envy here, but I do, same as you, I do favor Havu definitely. But
I
these
don't.
are very very close series in general.
Yeah, yeah, and it's a tight matchup. I think both of the teams have a challenger. Neither of them, uh, even though Havu is favored, but Havu isn't a big favorite. So
Yeah.
um, I wouldn't be surprised at all if we see 3 games and even some overtimes. To be honest.
Yeah, well, that seems to be Havu's thing anyway. So overtimes and comebacks and whatnot. So that looks very likely.
Yeah. Um. Again, today is a bit of a different thing because we had some technical difficulties and Mika couldn't be here, so the quality of our stream might be a little shit. Um, but now we've gone through Counter Strike. Is there something else on the top of your head at the moment?
Well, nothing much really. I guess the Dota 2, well, I almost feel like saying so to speak, major is going on. Still waiting for the European and CIS group to start this Saturday. That's gonna be super fun. But the other group or other regions have started, and there has been some pretty interesting results. I've been watching the China games a bit every morning, and it's total chaos. you know, we were speaking, or actually, just look at this, right? So I'll link it to you.
Yeah.
Obviously, they have just well, they played quite a few games to be honest, but this can still change, is what I want to say. But so in the bottom three, we have PSG, LGD, Vici Gaming, and Invictus Gaming.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, I mean, can you explain that to me? Like, I have no idea what to say.
This is one of those days, I guess.
I mean,
I mean,
it's
PSG LGD, they lost against RNG and Vici Gaming, respectively 2-1 each, so they've been picking up games.
yeah,
Um, in IG, for whatever reason, they lost 2-0 to eHome, Newbie, and RNG.
yeah.
And Vici Gaming then lost to Newbie and RNG. So I think the biggest surprise here is that RNG is going 4-0, and they've played against the big guys so far. I mean,
Yep.
E IG, PSG, LGD, and VG Gaming all fell for RNG. Um, it's really hard to kind of put my head around it because it doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't. But I also think this kind of further proves the point that we have been on about a little bit before, that Chinese teams have probably slacked off quite a bit since the whole Corona situation and tournaments being cancelled. I'm 100% sure that these three teams will pick themselves up when when it's serious business. And right now, for them, it's probably not.
But aren't these DPC point? Aren't these? Isn't this DPC season?
Yeah, but it doesn't really matter for in EIG and VG Gaming. They already have enough. It's fine.
But
So
PSG LGD really needs these points.
yeah, no, that's true. But PSG LGD is also the team that has struggled really hard, but they had some good results lately, though. But
Yeah.
just this morning, I actually saw them lose in the Chinese Dota 2 Professional League or whatever it's called. They lost against basically I don't want to call them no-namers, but it's pretty close. So PSG LGD are really, really up and down. Okay, I actually have some news. Dota 2 related.
Yeah.
Alliance. So Alliance has kicked Fata and 33.
Is this is Twitter, I guess.
No,
No.
but I link it. I just happened to see it when I was
Oh, it
watching
is.
something else.
Roster change in our Dota 2 division, DPC 2020 mid-season update. Thank you, Fata and 33. Let's open up the alliance thing.
Gotta say that's actually quite surprising. But then again, I kind of can see it, I suppose. The Alliance has had some good results, but then they couldn't like keep it up. They they had a high point, but they couldn't keep that level. So I guess this makes some kind of sense.
um, who do you think alliance could be looking at to replace those two players?
Well, this is the problem, right? I have no fucking clue. I can't think of many names here. Uh, I mean, Loda comeback. No, I don't know, man. I can't really think of any players that are available that strikes me as wow, this player is amazing.
Yeah, Fata was the
S4 maybe.
Fata was the captain. So I mean,
Yeah.
we're 3 and 5 positions are the one that are open at the moment. I mean, Nico Baby has
Yeah.
been fantastic, and I think Limp and Hansken have been filling up their roles. So
Yeah.
we need two players that are ready. But
I don't know. It's really tough to call this one. I don't even know what they possibly could be looking at, but I think time will tell because I don't really think there's enough players that are available, that are big names right now that make sense. So who knows what they have in mind? Maybe mm, I I kind of for an example, right? Because now they will have two Swedes left, and I would kind of like to see, for an example, Chessie come into this team, Limp's brother, but he's in OG Seed, and I don't really see why he would leave OG Seed to join Alliance right now. So that doesn't seem to make much sense either. But then
okay,
again, there might be more things going on that we don't know about.
okay. So looking at this is the player portal of Liquipedia about active European like professional and I guess semi-professional players.
Okay.
So I'm just going through this. I'm gonna link it to you actually also, so you can look at it too. So we can
Hmm.
try. We can now theory craft a little bit.
Well,
See what's out there, so to speak. Um,
well, I have a feeling though that it will not be these or player. Even if you look at the players who are free, I don't think it will be some of them. I think they will probably get players from a team, an active player who's on another team already or
yeah, yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
That's more than likely, but it's kind of
Mm.
well, this is a list of professional players from Europe, so I
Yeah, yeah.
mean, it could
Mhm.
be anyone, but kind of. It doesn't seem like there's any free agent per se that could kind of just jump in.
Well, I know a lot of the players in this team has played with Jonas on Fan before. He was kind of a top level Hon player who never really got a breakthrough in Dota. He's been in some pretty decent teams, but he's played in NIP at some point. He was in Alliance actually as well.
Yeah,
But then it's
2016,
been like
2017, he was in NIP in 2015.
I don't know how active he is right now, or if he's even looking to play something like this. But I'm just saying both Limp and Hansken has played with him a lot before. Um, I mean, it's quite tough, but I mean, then again, like I'm thinking that maybe they are about to pick up some talented players that we don't know about. You know?
Yeah. Or what if we see the comeback of Wagamama?
Yeah, I don't think so. I like the guy. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I like him. I used to watch his streams a lot, but No.
Fair.
This is. I have no idea. How about? Okay, I got it, man.
Mm-hmm.
Hanskin goes back to post 5, and then you bring Seb and Jarex, and then you're set.
Hmm. No.
No, I know, but it's actually funny because you would fit perfectly in the roles. So, uh,
I mean, yes. I mean, and I because obviously I don't know for sure, but I think one of the key ingredients to OG's success was having Seb as the captain, kind of. He was kind of the mental leader of the team. Um,
sure.
but you know, in this universe, it would never happen. Seb is so committed with OG, and I think
Yeah.
Jerax is working with or for OG still. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, obviously I was joking,
I
but
I
yeah,
know I know,
for
but
sure.
I tried to get my head around it, and then even like get this small kind of romantic idea that would it be possible, and unfortunately it's a no. I mean, I would love to
Yeah, yeah.
see Jerax back on the server. Watching him play was it was super nice. But now
Mm,
that we are speaking of Dota, we have actually also seen some Southeast Asia action. Um,
yeah.
so I'm gonna just link this to you. We've had a few matchups. Fnatic lost against Boom Esports. GeekFam lost against Adroit and Boom. Um,
Yeah.
Adroit has played one series. They won against GeekFam, and Boom has played two. They won Fnatic and GeekFam. Both of the Boom Esports game have went to the three maps. So I don't know. Boom seems to start a little bit stronger than expected, maybe.
Yeah, it was funny. I was actually watching Boom against Geek Fam yesterday. It was super good series. It was probably one of the best series I've seen in a long time. Actually, it was amazing. But also, I've been seeing some games with Android lately, and they are really solid. I really like Android actually. I think they will be a very solid SEA team that will show up in majors and so on. Definitely. But it's interesting, of course, because Fnatic is clearly the favorite on paper in this group. But as we have seen in a lot of in everything, in CS:GO, in Dota, these times and the online play has shaken up things a lot. So it's very possible that Fnatic will have a very hard time against all of these teams. Actually, I think Boom, Adroit, and GeekFam, all of those are very solid teams. Actually, so I don't know, super tough group.
Yeah,
It's actually the only thing I think is a little bit sad with this is that we have 4 teams. Like I want to see T and C here. That's the first that comes to mind at least, and it would be way more fun to follow if there was 6, 8 teams at least. 4 teams is like man,
yeah,
it's not
true.
that fun.
I agree. Then if we look at the Europe slash CIS a little bit, we're still one team short.
Yeah.
Liquipedia shows it's through a qualify. It's a team that gets here through qualifiers, but I haven't heard of qualifiers now.
Me neither, but that's interesting because that has changed. Before it said direct invite, so I am not aware that something would have changed, but by the sounds of it, I guess it has.
Yeah.
Well, either way.
Viking GG is the team that is the seventh EU squad. So
Yep.
we spoke about this. What was Cloud9 is probably the only available EU team that
There is.
could participate in here. Like I don't think other teams have the rosters to be able to compete here.
Well, I still think that OG Seed does.
Oh yeah, well OGC true. Okay.
But yeah, looking at the results lately, I think in like the tier 2 scene, I've been following it quite a bit since there's been a lack of other things. To be fair, and Viking has been probably the best team actually. Out of if we group the tier two scene behind the obvious six, I think it's six teams in Europe that are clearly the best. Uh, Behind that, it's very interesting because there's a bunch of teams, but I think Viking or Viking GG, whatever you want to call them, have definitely been the strongest one. They have won every goddamn series. I've watched them at least, which is funny because they apparently lost their latest one. Haha. Uh, Before that, they had okay. So most of these are, by the way, 3-0 or 2-0, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 14, 15 series in a row they won against decent tier 2 opposition. Um, so they definitely seem to be at the moment pretty much the strongest tier 2, or maybe you want to call it tier 3 team. So it makes sense. They deserve an invite here, so that's nice.
Yeah. Okay. Then, so the games start on April 4th, which is Saturday. And it
Correct, yeah.
starts at 11 a.m. CEST, which is noon in Finland, and 10 a.m. EUK,
Yep.
some other
Uh,
time in the rest of the world.
Yeah, really looking forward to some good Dota again. I mean, there has been Dota, but this is the real deal, and the European or Europe CIS region is so goddamn strong that this is gonna be a bloodbath, you
Yeah,
know.
and I'm just gonna put it out here that on Saturday at 2 p.m. for us in Malta, we have Nigma going against OG. So the
Yeah.
second series of the Europe/CIS is an absolute banger.
Yep, I can't disagree with that. That's awesome, especially looking at Nigma. I mean, I feel wrong for saying it, but the cold hard truth right now is that Nigma is the best team from Europe if we look at form. It's not even close. They have won what is it called? Tug of War, right? And then they have beaten Secret twice over. They are form wise the best team in Europe, and OG going up against them first series sounds pretty damn good. I'm also super curious about the alliance thing because they are in this obviously, so they will play on the 5th on Sunday. So we will see alliance with two new players on Sunday, and I am so curious who those players are because it's really hard to guess.
No, I've no idea, but there's definitely a lot of great Dota in front of us this week, and especially in the weekend for the EU and CIS fans. Um,
Yep.
with that said, I'm not sure if we have the need to postpone this any further with our Karvahattu setup. So, should we call it a day and continue tomorrow with hopefully less technical difficulties?
For sure, sounds good. We still had quite a lot of fun stuff to go through today, so
Yeah.
and same tomorrow. I mean, we have really good CS games coming up in about 1.5 hours. There's a lot of good Dota from China, STA, South America plays today too, I think. So there's a lot of good stuff going on, and I guess I'll see you tomorrow.
Yeah. One last thing before we go off is that Hearthstone Esports tweeted later yesterday that in light of the ongoing global COVID-19 situation, we have decided to hold both Masters Tour Jönköping and the next Masters Tour in Asia Pacific online, which is expected and very good.
Yeah, I mean, this is where everything is headed right now, and I mean, I just think it's super awesome that esports, has the ability to go online. I mean, it's perfect. I rather have games online than no games at all. So hey, I'm all for it.
Yeah. With that said, it's time to say thank you for watching and see you tomorrow.
All right, peace out.
Peace out.